starting tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Y'all can make up your own stories. It's fine. This will be better than what happened. Yeah, you're at Wednesday Open Words with host Kira Calvaresi. Where's the body? There's the body. Who wants to put their hands on that body?
Alright.
Alright, cool. Raise your hand if you don't know what the body is. It's a rotating poem, so it's an exquisite corpse. Yeah, so I get 2 lines of poetry, or what have you, from the baristas. Anything can be poetry. Fold over the first line, exposing only the second. Pass it off to somebody, they write 2 lines, cover up their first line, exposing only the second. Pass it off, 2 lines, fold over the first. Yeah, and so you just keep going, and at the end of the night, I'm going to have an open casket, and we'll read this body that we built together. Alright? Yeah? Cool? I hear snaps? Alright, how are those fingers working? Can I get some snaps? Alright, cool. Let's get the people outside involved. On 3, we're going to say hey, and we're going to scream, and we're going to wave at these people outdoors. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Alright, so on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey! Hey! That's all of you out there.
Someone open the door.
Hey, we got
Open the
1
door.
wave.
Hey, you outside.
We got 2 waves.
Open the door.
Hey, what's up?
Hey!
You outside.
Cool, we did it. You outside. Another one. Another one. Hey, tip your baristas on a side note. For those of you who are buying stuff right now or need to buy things throughout the night, like, tip your baristas. That's great. You should do that. They're fantastic. They're so good. Their names are Joe and Spencer, and they're real people who do real people things and have great taste in music and life. I do. So I'm going to do a poem, and then Ebony is going to come up here and do much better poems. Are we ready? Yeah? Alright, what's her name? Cool, just making sure you guys are getting warmed up for, like, when she's about to come up here. It's going to be so good. Alright. So here's my poem. One. Sophia comes from the Greek word for wisdom. Fun facts, babies born in orphanages learn to rock themselves. Less ship, more sea glass. My sister was born shattering. 2. My sister has a big brain. Children who've experienced high amounts of trauma from a very young age often have an enlarged hippocampus. You can still smell the cigarette smoke curling off her skin. Circular burns left up her legs. 3. My sister loves to swing. And when her toes touch the edge of falling, you can see flight on her face. 4. 4,727 miles between Fort Belvoir, Virginia, and Belgrade, Serbia. And I begged my parents to turn around. It was not my new sister we had met, it was a dragon. Fire burning down her nerve endings, wisdom gained through experiencing the coals. 5. 2 churches later, and my mom has finally stopped telling people that my sister is possessed by demons. Inducted into a home with a hit-them-back policy, only knowing how to curse and kick her new family. 6. Sent to a school full of kids that she would beat the shit out of while bored, but if your memories played arsonist across your 6-year-old skin, you'd want to hit something too. Her PTSD is named violence, is broken 4 flat screams, busted lips, bruised arm, bite marks down siblings' hands. 7. She started asking us to hold her, and started naming herself Sad. The small bags under her eyes are growing heavy with the weight of a world that we cannot see. No one wants to help you carry the weight of a world that they cannot see. Autism does not scream so much as does not speak so much as scream unintelligibly. 8. I've never played dolls with my little sister. 9. She stopped breaking flat screens and started breaking skin. We started hiding the knives. She started begging Big Sister to hold her hands when she'd go home, or else she would pick at the red lines of pain that she'd painted down her arms. 10. My parents did not tell me when my sister started living in a children's hospital. Less ship, more sea glass. Broken babies often need their edges softened, or else they'll cut those who hold them close. 11. Whatever wisdom was shoved into the broken bottle she came from, we're still learning. Her small shoulders are still adjusting to the weight of a world she did not ask to bear down on her. Cigarette smoke is still curling off her skin, but she's learning how to rock herself. Alright, what's the name of our feature? What's the name of our feature? What's the name of our feature? And how do we feel about that? I'm sorry, bigger round of applause as Ebony makes her way up to the stage. I'm sorry, I said big round of applause as Ebony makes her way up
here, yeah. If you could repeat after me, I have everything I need.
I have everything I need.
I am everything I need.
I am everything I need.
I create everything I need.
I create everything I need.
So it is.
So it is.
So shall it always be.
So shall it always be.
Hi guys. Hi. I'm Ebony, Payne English. I'm here from Jacksonville, Florida. We like to say Duval.
Duval.
Yeah. I'm gonna spit some poems for y'all tonight. The fool has said in his heart there is no God. For every passionate, prolific point that proceeds from my pen. For every bountifully brilliant, beautiful brushstroke by an artist's hand. For every soulfully soothing sound sensationally sang. Forever masterfully melodic, momentous symphony ever played. For every catharsis, captivatingly choreographed ballet insists that God exists in this. And gifts of creative expression, laws of the universe we intuit. We capture time via sheet music, measure greatness in plie, defy the grave on stage. Staining canvas is our way of getting the God out. It shouts from our soul, to thunders to control. It holds our mind, mouth, and limbs proxy to stop the nothing from consuming us all. As artists we're called, or born with a God complex, causing us to manifest miraculous montages to the macrocosm, causing effective reflective thought in collective observers who've heard or eyewitnessed a sentence performer, judged as a zygote to be heaven's ode to imagination, authors of creations outlasting ancient civilizations, serving as our calibration on this earth. We birth permanent footprints, remnants of the God in me. Mortality is no place for an artist to be. Eternity suits our fancy. So hand in hand we travel across the galactic span of time as divine beings, never seeing the last chapter. We've mastered the fountain of youth. As creators, it's our nature to interpret the truth, to express our best, our worst, what heals, what hurts. The universe gave me infinity with my introduction to this ink, and we shall scribble on for centuries like William Shakespeare's indestructible vocabulary, or Picasso's invincible hues, Billie Holiday's unconquerable blues, or Michael Jackson's bulletproof patent leather dancing shoes. Life is the most precious thing given you, so we imitate the present, conveying the lessons we learn. In return we earn death's refusal, God's approval. The knowledge of these things delivers me hopeful. I create myself immortal. I released a book on October the 4th. If you like what you hear this evening, you might want to order it. It's on Amazon.com. And it's called Secrets of My Art. So if you want to like write that down or something so you can find it later, it's MA''AT, My Art, Secrets of My Art. So it's dope. The pieces that I'm sharing tonight, you can find there.
How much is the book?
The book is $20.
Only $20? That's free!
Yeah, it's 42 poems. It's a 42 poem collection. And I'm super proud of it. Janine Batu-Kayembe wrote the foreword, she's the founder of Philadelphia Urban Farmers. She's been traveling the world planting community farms and dilapidated and impoverished areas. She built a 30-acre farm in suburban Philadelphia, and she harvests and feeds the community with the food from the farm. It's really dope. She's dope. Anyway, that's my book. Back to the poems. When you left for college without a goodbye or second look, I did not reach for you. I folded your playmates and brothers into cop cars, cul-de-sacs, body bags. Their pants sag and foot drag did not permit them haste. They did not get away. The bullets did not have names. They rang and rang. Their receivers could not answer. Why were you the solitary dancer? Moving and shaking, cream breaking from my clasp, I knew you'd be back for the funerals and the court dates, the sentencing and releases. You talk about me in your pieces like I'm some kind of monster, swallowing young people out of spite, the brave heroine to slice through the belly and pull them out alive. You lie. Poems don't return spirits to bones. And truth be told, you were gone too long to say boo. Nate too. Justin was digested and passed through the system with a minimum of 10 years. You left them here out of fear for your own life, when it was I who allowed you to thrive. The same sidewalks with white chalk outlines of your friends and kin were once stained with the blocked out frame of your hopscotch game. My dear St. John welcomed you to its banks, inspired your pen with its bends. You were different then. You were the spark in my park after dark. Your smile was bright and wide. The flicker of your flashlight on summer nights gave me so much pride. You don't look me in the eyes anymore. You frown at my sores and poke at my scars. I made you who you are. You are sore and scarred too. Still, I love you. I am your village. Was it not your duty to avenge me when I was pillaged? When the gentrification and degradation faded my beauty, you acted as if you never knew me. Pretended that I was a stranger, a place of imminent danger. You are a hypocrite. You speak of parental abandonment, but I never left you for 1 minute. You may have escaped my heart, but yours will always have me in it. I did not name myself, yet you treat me as an accomplice. My parks you now refuse. Use Confederate monuments as an excuse. You abuse me with your education and understandings. You have become so demanding. You provide no supplies. You criticize and rebuke me every chance you get. When if it wasn't for me, your poetry career would not exist. Dear child, come, bathe in my sun once again. Let us both cleanse and renew. Readjust your point of view. I need you. Stop avoiding the work that you must do. It's time to pay your dues. You cannot replace me with your endless wander in Rome. Come home. Dear Ebony, come home. Sincerely, Duval County. Okay, so I am a part of the international poetry organization called Black on Black Rhyme, and we have a call and response, and it goes, when I say back talk, you say talk back. When I say back talk, y'all say talk back, back talk, talk back, back talk, talk back. When I say back talk, y'all say talk back, back talk, talk back, back talk, talk back. I solemnly swear to the best of my ability and judgment to fulfill this covenant. I respect the hard-won linguistic gains of the poets in whose steps I walk. I will gladly share such knowledge as is mine with those who are to follow. I will apply for the benefit of the sick all measures required, avoiding those twin traps of commercialism and ignorance. I will remember there is an art to this. I will not twist or manipulate the truth for slam scores or crowd boost. I will use my microphone to change lives and save souls. I will hold myself accountable in life to the things I say on this mic. I will fight to the best of my ability to end poverty and bigotry. I bleed this piece because I'm a poet, and sometimes talking makes things worse. We write our hurts and heal through verse, resuscitate through recitation, speak redemption to a condemned generation. We are the storytellers, the heavy load bearers of universal secrecies, riddled synchronies of love and light take flight in swarms of vicious societal glitches and bugs that rest snug on our loose leaves, exposed on top of sheets, removed from undercovers, rediscovered at the back of our throats. Facilitators of injustice would like for us to choke, but shit, we're too dope. Cut, packaged and sold for $10 a hit. I spit flames at authentic lames, artificially named lyricists, to those who assist in mental medication without the white coat or pulpit. Consider this a rubric, inciting forward movement by lending my insight to the movement, proven by tests. My tears at their best are hardened minerals, rehabilitated into jewels of wisdom for prey-like victims of predatory capitalism. I fit them in my mouth, collide them with my teeth, seep them through my lips. They return to you as gifts of gab. I blab, blurt, orally disperse the hurts of this earth. The terse winds of change rattle my brain. Heartbeat gains momentum as whispering gusts tickle my eardrum. The tip of my tongue is as tumultuous as the Atlantic during hurricane season. My reason for writing is that the universe is incessantly inspiring me. The notion that an idea could be the spark that embarks a lost soul towards finding heart starts my pen, makes amends for tribulations I've been chosen to stand through. I too have compromised my integrity. The earth rotated me a second chance. As I advance, I maintain an honest stance, retain a shameless glance towards the mirror, clearer vision, make sound decisions. My intentions on stage remain pure. Poetry is my passion. I've never been so sure. In order to educate, one must endure. So I keep trucking, knucking and bucking at ideas and principalities that bring my spirituality under attack. And y'all, that is why I talk back. You honor me. Thank you.
Y'all better give it up for Ebony Payne, y'all. Yeah. And y'all give it up for y'all host for this evening. This is beautiful, ain't it? Yeah. Ebony, do you have CDs for sale? Do we have a bucket that we can pass or something? What's that? I feel like, I don't know. I would definitely love to hear one more if it was in the, I mean, damn. Shit. Was that last poem in the book?
Yes.
It is in the book, Secrets of My Art, available on Amazon. Everybody know Amazon is that, right? Right. All right, you leave, you make a right. If you got a Metro phone, you ain't got Amazon. Amazon is not on there. I didn't mean to take over nothing. I just wanted to be very clear. I just wanted to embody this moment that we all shared together. That was fucking amazing. And everybody that's in here, if you don't know somebody that's not in here, we can meet at Walmart and have a moment without even speaking to each other, and we can all reflect at this one moment when Ebony was right here and did that shit to us at the same damn time. I don't need to know your name, where you from, where you came from. That one moment that we shared together makes us no longer strangers. Is that all right with y'all? I love y'all, man. Y'all keep it going, man. Appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for opening up the stage and giving this platform to my peoples. She's very appreciative, as I am also. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. I'm Debbie Brooks, by the way.
Thank you so much. You're good. I'm sure still. Alright. So Ebony has agreed to let me invite her back up on stage for like a 10-minute Q&A. Do you guys have some questions? You guys want to like get to know this amazing artist who just performed for us? Yeah? Alright, cool. So big round of applause for Ebony as she makes her way back up here. Alright, sweet. So, can I get me some hands? Like, what are some questions you guys have? You have this mind here to explore. Like, question from the audience, accepted now. Reply here.
Where did it start?
what's the poetry? With Dr. Seuss.
Right.
I was 4, and I taught myself to read and write because, like, my sisters and my brother, they were real jerks. And they used to tell me I was adopted, and they would, like, pretend to go into my parents' closet and get out papers. They were like, see, it says it right here, you're adopted. And I was like, I used to believe them because I couldn't read. And so I taught myself to read, true story. I taught myself to read when I was 4. And all of my books rhymed, like, because they were all Dr. Seuss. So they all rhymed. So I thought that was how you're supposed to write things down. And that's how I wrote things down. And my parents just didn't inhibit it. They were just like, okay, she's that way. And they let me. And that's, here I am.
That's fine.
What's that?
How long did it take you to write your book?
It took me a year and a half. It fucking sucked. Actually, it took me longer because some of the poems were just lines I scribbled down in my notebook over years of time and travel. Like if I see something and I'm inspired, sometimes it's not a whole poem. Sometimes it's a sentence or it's a cool word I learned. And then I just leave it there. And when I have something, a story or an experience to put to it, to integrate that line or that word, then I come back to it. So I always say I've been writing this book for 32 years because it's my first collection of poems I released. All of my other books have been children's books. So this was like really personal for me to like let people inside of my writing in this way because I don't share my notebooks. So yeah, it took me a year and a half to put the book together, to actually like write the poems, take everything I've gathered, organize it. But it was a journey. I enjoyed myself. There's someone over here that had a question. Yeah.
Like wordplay, like how did that evolve?
I read lots of nonfiction. I read lots of nonfiction, like, oh man, if you read someone's dissertation, like you'll learn so many cool words to like flip. It's really cool. I've been blessed and privileged to know friends who turned into scholars. They were like complete probably jerks like me when I was younger, but they decided to go to grad school and med school and things. And I got to read like a bunch of them. And I learned new words and I just keep them like stored. Like I said, I'll write it down or I'll make it a point to like integrate it into like my schedule or my calendar. Like I'll use it to describe an event. Like, oh, okay. And so that empowers me. I tell my students, because I teach, like your words, they empower you. They allow you to effectively understand and be understood. And like you'll feel a lot less helpless. That's where your anger comes from. That's where the violence comes from. Is because you feel like you can't effectively communicate. Like they're not gonna understand unless you put your hands on them. So the more words you know, like the better you can get it out. And maybe you don't have to like beat them into submission. You can just...
Who's your favorite poet and who's your least favorite popular poet and why?
Do you mind repeating the question?
Huh?
Do you mind repeating the question?
Oh, who's my favorite poet and who's my least favorite popular poet?
And why?
And why? Okay. Alice Walker is my favorite poet because she has been able to relate to me in ways that people that even are the closest to me, like in ways that not even my mother can find similarities with me. I find myself in her work. I can see myself in her work. And so I feel like we have that connection. We've never met, but like I feel like something between us is similar enough for us to relate. And I appreciate that because I pour out a lot and she's able to feed me, like pour back into me when I get. So I dig her. My least favorite popular poet, I guess it would be Dr. Seuss, man. And that's because he made you think that people would accept you making up words and shit. Like, he made me believe that. Like, it was okay for me to make up my shit. Like, and then, like, my teachers thought, like, I had issues with the English language or something because I'd just be making up shit. I mean, he did it and he's a doctor. Why can't I do it? Oh. And so I'm still salty with him about that. It was misleading, I think.
That's funny.
But it's true. Yes.
What was your biggest challenge with writing the book?
My biggest challenge with writing a book was me being vulnerable, me learning that vulnerability was the only way that I could heal myself emotionally and spiritually, because I had been about the business, as we women tend to do, of saving the world before saving myself. And so I like calloused over for a little while, and I wasn't treating myself healthfully when it came to like nurturing my feelings and my emotions and things that happened in my life that impacted me. I kind of just kept working and kept moving because I didn't have the time. I was so busy. I really didn't have the time to like address it. Like the book started with me even going back on my word because I said I wasn't going to do it. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. My friend was like, Ebony, I really want you to do this book. I'll pay for you to do the book, for you to take the time off and do the book, but I really want you to do this book. I think it's important. I think you need to do it. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I had recently went public about the fact that I had been diagnosed with HIV, and I felt like everybody was kind of wanting me to talk about it, and I didn't want to talk about it. And so when he asked me to do the book, I felt like he was asking me to expose myself and be vulnerable in front of people. And I was like, why would you want me to do that when I need to be strong right now? I need to hold my shit together. And so I didn't. I refused him. 2 years later, I don't know. I didn't have a choice. My pen dried up. It wouldn't allow me to write unless I was going to be honest. And like, it had some things they wanted to get out of me that I had to smush down for the sake of moving on. And so like, when I got it out, I wrote a book. I was like, oh shit, okay. I got things to say. Oh, they hurt, but they feel better out than in. They do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. No problem. Any other questions?
One more.
Can I do one more? Okay.
Woo!
What's your name? Cammy? Okay. I'm gonna do this poem, Cammy. This is the poem that started, okay? Alright. Question. What's something you've never said out loud?
Bite my shiny metal ass.
Bite my shiny metal ass.
Never said it out loud.
Everybody say it with me. Bite my shiny metal ass. I'm not sure of myself anymore. Question. Why? Answer. Shame. Which is a painful feeling of humiliation or distress caused by the consciousness of wrong or foolish behavior. Word association. Humiliation. Embarrassment. Discomfort. Ignominy. Indignity. The secrets of a queen don't always share the same fate as victorious. Some of them chew away at the core of us until we are hollow enough to follow instructions. Step 1, smile often. Step 2, master the art of remaining private in public. Step 3, if it's too personal of a question, change the subject. Confession, I've learned to swim through my tears. I've grown gills and learned to breathe through the depths of sorrow. I will not drown here in liquor and self-pity. Mermaid me frankincense to anoint thin skin that has not yet learned to callous completely. My scales only occupy what's beneath me. The weight of my vulnerability is worn down my melanin, and even here I don't fit in. Question, is it better to feel everything or nothing at all? Answer, I am too sensitive. I am too emotional. I am too old not to be comfortable with these things. I am too wise not to believe you don't need to be sensitive and emotional when you're an oracle. Question, was something you've never said out loud. Answer, I had trouble keeping my virginity. Question, why? Answer, love, which is an intense feeling of deep affection. Word association, fondness, tenderness, affection, intimacy, warmth, devotion, adoration. As a woman, I've been socialized to value my reputation more than my identity, as if I can control what people choose to believe of me. Despite confession, someone told me something I said once changed their life. Confession, it made me jealous. If only the lessons I poured into a mic impacted my life the way they do the crowds. Question, was something you've never said out loud. Answer, I wish I were famous. Question, why? Answer, validation, which is the act or process of being at once meaningful and justifiable. Word association, reliability, legitimacy, authority. I've been writing stories for over 25 years. I still have the hardest time telling my own. Confession, oftentimes I choose to be alone, and even that part of me is an illusion. I'm too spiritual of a person to believe in seclusion. I occupy the company of my thoughts. Frequently, they render me lost in social settings. That makes getting my attention at times complex. Question, was something you've never said out loud. Answer, I hate you. Question, why? Answer, you died, and sometimes there are no words. At those times, the silence is heard louder than the scream. Some things aren't as audible as they seem. When I was a jit, I asked God to be a gift for my husband. I wanted to be a fantasy, a living testament that dreams come true. Confession, I felt if people knew, they'd stop treating me like a present. Confession, I'd rather be protected than rejected. Confession, I push people away on purpose. Confession, this is the most personal poem I've ever written. Confession, I find myself seeking forgiveness when I have no reason to apologize. Confession, the phrase I'm fine has become my favorite shroud. Question, was something you've never said out loud. Quote, for the record, I still think about being like you when I grow up more than anyone else. End quote. When I teach, my intent is to lead by example. Confession, sometimes I feel too dismantled to be of service to my students, but they disagree. Rachel McKibben spoke to me about memory. She believes we're designed to carry the things that remind us what's safe and what's not. Confessions, though reminders, are pretty much all that I've got. The closest you can be to someone is inside, which is why I hide when you want to be near. Question, why? Answer, fear, which is an intense feeling brought on by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause harm or a threat. I always thought writing about this was something I'd regret. Question, why? Answer, I've tried for the extent of my existence to run from being a statistic I did not escape, and that disappoints me. I do not wish to be defined by my flaws, but I cannot measure my character in applause. I'm apprehensive about being judged, which makes me reclusive about being loved. I find hugs rather uncomfortable. What does it feel like terror, fright, alarm, panic, dread, distress. Ebony, what is something you've never said out loud? Answer. I'm living with HIV. And the silence has been killing me. Question, why didn't you tell me? Answer. Pride, which is the consciousness of one's own dignity, self-esteem, self-worth, self-regard, self-respect, selfishness, honor. Any questions?
Sorry, but how did that make you feel? And what's her name? Ebony. What's her name? Ebony. Alright. Welcome to Austin's Coffee Wednesday Night Open Words, where we just had a phenomenal feature for those of you who just walked in. Yeah. Alright, one more time, how did that make you feel? I just need... Where's the body?
Didn't even recognize you with beans.
Where's the body? Does anybody know where the body is?
I'll never tell.
Nice. Nice.
We can't lose the body. Alright, has anybody found... We got the body? We found the body. Who wants to put their hands on the body?
Which one?
Alright.
Is this one taken?
Who would like to... for those of you who don't know, we're building an exquisite corpse. It's a poem we write together, where you read whatever line is exposed, you write 2 lines in response, fold it over to cover up your first, pass on your second, somebody else writes 2 more. We're almost done. Wait, Ebony, did you add anything to this?
No, I didn't get it. It never made it back to me.
Somebody pass this over to her. Hey, also, does anybody have, can I borrow your hat?
Thank you so much.
That works.
Alright, Rad. Your hair looks good.
Did you read the body yet?
No, not yet, but I saw it over.
I saw the
We
paper.
just finished that feature. Alright, so how'd you feel about Ebony? Alright, so here at Austin's Coffee, I'm poor. I can't afford to pay these amazing poets who come and perform here. But she came all the way out here and gifted us with that amazing, all of it. And she's selling books and things like that, but like, it costs gas, it costs real money, it costs time to spend these moments here with us, to have these words that she's sharing. So this is a hat. This is the hat. I'm gonna pass it around, and if you feel compelled, I would really love it if you would add in like a couple bucks or some change or whatever have you. I'm gonna pass it around the room, make sure it makes its rounds, and then it'll make its way back to Ebony, I promise. Starting here. Thank you. Alright, cool. So, to bring it back into that open mic that's happening here, also, are you on the list? Can I just go next? Yeah?
Get him, Debris.
Alright, so up next is Debris. Sorry. I said up next is Debris.
Florida
How does that make you
Invitation.
feel? And what's his name? What's his name?
Debris.
What's his name?
Debris.
And how's that make you feel?
Woo! #1 poet in Florida.
You guys
Thank you.
right.
I appreciate y'all. For real, for real. And you ran up here like, that made me feel special. That's what's happening. Quick poem for you guys and moving along again for those who donate anything towards Ebony's gas tank. We appreciate that. That's what's happening. All the way from the beautiful island of Jacksonville, Florida. So you gotta, yeah, that was about what, 7 hours, 13 hours drive?
By boat.
No,
By
something
boat.
like by boat. Yeah, had to get a passport to get here. Like let's try to do something. All the way from the beautiful island of Duval. All right, so this poem right here is called I Want to Read the Bible. Should I do that, Curtis? No?
Do what you do.
Ah, man.
Do it.
That's like my arch nemesis, so I gotta make sure I entertain him at the same time. Yeah, he's my arch nemesis.
Never entertain.
All right, I want to read the Bible. There you go.
#1 poet in Florida.
Oh, no, you good, bro. I want to read the Bible. But at the same time, I don't want to be responsible for what I used to not know. Chapter after chapter, verse after verse constantly tells me what I must let go, and I want to go to heaven. But the price seemed too steep. Not really. Technically, it's within my reach. I have a problem with saving. Ironically, I claimed I'm saved. I just hope that the 10% that I paid has gained enough interest that I can erase away these mistakes that I purposely make with a mind state that Jesus loves me. Yeah, I know. I'm holding Jesus hostage for my sins. Forgive me, God, and I will let him go. I mean, I really want to walk with you, oh Lord, but I gained all the riches in the world and then I lost my soul. See, I want to read the Bible. Not to get closer to you, oh Lord, but to defend myself from these scripture-breathing church folk who know the Bible more than they know their purpose. In fact, they in the pulpits preaching, not because they were called, see, they just doing it on purpose, with the purpose to make you feel guilty enough to dig deeper into your purses so that they can purchase a new car, house, or suit. Pastor, why is it that the windows of heaven are open, but only pouring down blessings upon you? See, I really want to read the Bible. Not to get my breakthrough, but to figure out how this was used as a tool to enslave so many people. War after war feud using Jesus' parables. So many verses are highlighted in blood, baptized in tears. There isn't enough olive oil in the world that can undo what Christians have done and will do. See, the Bible is a weapon and tool. Depending on the context, it's used because the devil quotes the Bible too. But hey, I want to read the Bible. In fact, I want to go to church too, but the same people who welcome you will fight you for their spot on the pew. Tell you to come as you are, but they won't speak to you because you don't have on a tie or a suit. In fact, I dare you all to sneeze. I bet they won't even bless you, but these are the same people we're supposed to run to for prayer. But judging from the way you act, I doubt I need you speaking on my behalf. Quite honestly, I don't even know which God you pray to, so no thank you. But hey, I want to read the Bible. Not to get right and do what I'm supposed to, because the truth of the matter is I'm probably going to still do what I want to. Just me? Oh, my bad. I'm the only one being honest this evening. Okay. See, I read the Bible with a biased eye view. Only follow that of which I agree with. I mean, we all do it. Don't act like it's a secret. Like, you remember how the Bible says that if you lust with your eyes, it's better for you to take your eyes out than allow your whole body to burn in hell? But hell, we don't see any celibate cyclops walking around, do we? See, we only follow 50% of the commandments. We don't kill, but we hate on our neighbor. We don't steal, but we cheat on our wife. When did the 10 commandments become the 10 suggestions? In fact, I'm suggesting, close the good book for a second. Pop quiz. Are you doing right because it's right? Or are you doing it for the sake of making it to heaven? Where's your heart? Oh Lord, you purposely made me imperfect. So is sin really a sin or a simple jest to use as a constant reminder that I'm not you? Because I've walked through the valley of the shadow of death with a pocket full of mustard seeds, knowing that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And I can do and say all things through Christ who strengthens me. So if you don't agree, offended, or couldn't find yourself within this peace, then pick up your Bibles and cast the first stone. Appreciate y'all. Hey, for those who would like to follow me or cuss me out, I'm on Instagram, right? It's at the word problem. At the word problem. At the word problem. Say what? At the word problem. Follow me at the word problem. I follow back at the word. I'm just playing. All right. Hey, that song is on iTunes, by the way. Look that up. It's called At the Word Problem. It's somewhere. Yeah, it's somewhere. I've been diverse.
You want to finish this?
What is this?
So you're going to read that? You're going to write 2 lines?
This line?
That's funny.
And write 2 lines.
Yeah.
Write small. Maybe we can fit in like one more person or something.
Hey, he also won a slam this weekend too.
Yo, congrats, Debbie. You won a slam this weekend?
Yeah. Florida Invitational. Brought that shit to Orlando.
And all that money went to diapers.
That's
That's true. All right, cool. So, what's his name?
Jeffrey.
What's his name?
Jeffrey.
What's his name?
Jeffrey.
And how did that make you feel? Alright, that's what I thought. Okay, so coming up next to the stage is going to be Bryant. On deck is Nova. Who's coming up next to the stage?
Ryan.
Who's coming up next to the stage?
Ryan.
Big round of applause for Bryant as he makes his way up here. Yeah, maybe. Bryant? Is Bryant in the building? Can I get like a holler, like yell? Bryant? Bryant? Yeah? Yeah, you coming up? Alright, I said round of applause as Bryant makes his way up here. I'm sorry, I said round of applause as Bryant makes his way up here. What's his name?
Hi, I'm Brian.
Hi, Bryant.
This one's called Peter Piper Picked a Pack of Pickled Smiles. And I'm no singer. I've got something in my pocket for Polly. She don't know what it is. If she lays her hand out flat, I might give her a gift. Wrap her in ribbons, let the knots make bows. Alright, here we go. I got something in my pocket for Polly. She don't know what it is. If she lays her hand out flat, I might give her a gift. Wrap her in ribbons, let the bows make knots in her hair. We should swallow the kerosene and increase our potential to spontaneously combust. She's a cuddle lover who cultivates the smiles. I'll take a pack and a peck if you got 'em. The sky is dry, the soil is foul, everybody is chagrined. This one's called Little Boy Lost. I never miss what's always in front of me. Like a great piece of music, you never really appreciate it until it's done and gone. Then you remember how disgusting the silence sounded. We're all indentured to our fancies. I hold her to the sky, her elegance, her grace, the contours of her body, casually disregarding the physical laws that bound us all. She spits into the wind and comes out dry. When I close my eyes, I can see her running through a black and white field of intoxicating colors, her lips mouthing the crucial wisdom that would allow me to turn this piece of shit around. Silence. Have you ever considered that the absence of sound is a million never-ceasing screams that we have become tone deaf to? Your words always had that effect on me. If I could give up and sulk in proper fashion, I would blindfold myself and stay here with you forever. My plight would become a national event. The masses would canonize me. Little would they know about my thirst. The crippling compulsion to have you all to myself. It's been months now, might as well be years. The convulsions from the withdrawals are the only things that will never abandon me. That's the core, is it not? People casually nibble away at your sweet flesh until they reach what makes you, the deep-seated values from which everything else sprung forth. Like your DNA, a culmination of the mutations of your genial history. My mother, my father, a cesspool of sperm and ovum. The murkiness, it walks, it talks, perpetuates the illness and tells itself that it's fine. I want to be cleansed, crest the water and become someone new. Desalinate all of my bitterness, I would then fit into a thimble. I would only be desirable by those with dry mouths and cracked lips. A sip of something sweet, then thirst again. This one's super new. It's real new. Is there nothing left to say? I've spent hours behind the windshield delivering and re-delivering a verbal message for the deaf and blind. Every day your picture slowly slides down my auto-generated speed dial list. You're now within one. My fingers tremble like a man behind Milgram's button. When I get like this, I feel like Rachel Cook's egg, except I'm hard-boiled and far less dramatic. My chunks on display for the world. Once everyone is thoroughly informed, I am properly swept and placed into a salad. You feast on the filth. When devouring is complete, I am left clinging to your incisors. My taste fades, my mass minuscule. When you smile, they see me and politely say nothing. Flossers and brushing. Listerine is the double tap. Yet I still remain, detracting from your most notable features. She is not the only one who feels. I am not an automaton. I feel everything. She is like barely legal porn, cute and crude and everywhere. She riddles my browsing history. I could empty the trash. What difference would it make? When they come to collect the evidence to justify my devastation, it'll all be found. I'll do one more short one.
Oh, fuck yeah. There's still time. Oh, so like, Troy hasn't gotten that.
Sorry. I can't find it, so I'll just do a different one. This one's called Pond Scum. I spit on the frogs, dying of dehydration on the pavement that is cooked by the Florida sun. They look wretched and worthless before my moisture. My tongue sticks to the top of my mouth. I have nothing left to bestow upon you. I had very little to begin with. They'll riddle it with holes. They're so decorative amongst the satin. It'll hit the bottle. The rum will run right through you. I'll hold my glass just below you. Tasty, tasty, your pasteurization. It'll always be the taste that blooms my buds. The orchids, they scream for your approval. You never really cared too much for the petals. The pretty never mattered, and Betty's make film, not love. One foot's out the door and the other's in the grave. Mine's in a mud puddle. I think I'll just wait, sit stagnant. It'll be about 5 days until these maggots become flies. A beautiful transformation. It reminds me of you. Thank you.
Sweet. All right. What was his name? Ryan. What was his name? Ryan. How did that feel? I'm sorry. One more time, zombie audience. How did that feel? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, cool. All right, sweet. So on deck is Julian Ramos. Coming up to the stage is Nova. Sorry, who's coming up? Who's coming up? How do you feel? How do you feel?
You got the knife right there. Alright, I'm here on this stage just because of peer pressure alone. So for today, I just got a cover, and it's a cover that I hold dear to, and hopefully I don't butcher it. That's what I'm saying. She got like the knife right behind me.
The priest says, trust me with the knife. I can be trusted with the knife. Let's just leave it there, all right?
We better find out.
Like, it's been an entire evening and I'm still here.
You're right, you're right.
I don't mind the knife. It's the pumpkin I don't trust you.
Every day above ground is a good day for me. Faith. Faith be no easy task. For me, believing in things often feels like a game of darts. When I do indeed believe in something, someone usually takes that thing and nooses it to the hip of a train I'll never be able to catch. No matter how fast I run, always arrive at the platform an inch too late, stuck there checking my watch like, how did I not make it? Like I prayed and everything and I watched as my faith fades like an outro away, blurring like gray towards the horizon. I so badly just want things I know I can count on. In this vein, I am luckier than most, but when all else fails, I know I can count on my mother. She is still my lighthouse. She is the only infinity tangible enough to touch. Without her, I have no instruments at all. When I fall, I know I can count on my father. If all else fails, I can count on him to be honest. You can count on the fact that he done raised me like between rock and hard place, like floor of rainforest with pores that sweat pride. Oh, the whys of that man. Oh, the home of those hands that I hate to need so much. But those damn things taught me everything that I trust beyond doubt. I know I can count on my brother, and any words here will be a disservice. But bro, I hold you dear and warm like day does dawn. Like you're me soon, but I hope not. I hope you stay as morning as you are now, as full with hope into poise of 6 a.m. syruping behind those eyes. That skylight of a smile so wide yet so void of lies. I can count on your spine and you can count on mine, and we can count on the sky, though it be great sometimes, hard to pray sometimes. In a world where medicine saves lives, but science seems to do its best to disprove God. In a world where best friends come and go in tides, but cigarettes stay 20 in the pack, burn straight every time. So I can count on smoke and I can count on wine, and I can't count on time or all the times that I've sinned. But I also can't count all the times that I've tried again. So I can count on my pen, I can count on my heathen, I can count on my human, I can count on the seasons to pass and reasons not to last. The meaning of life will elude me and sunsets will seduce me. But I can count on the mountains, I can count on the seas, I can count on the wind, I can count on the breeze and the trees and the bees. Like this some Shel Silverstein shit, but real shit, real shit. Real shit, this motherfucking sidewalk don't end. It dips and it curves, it turns left and it bends, sometimes back to the beginning. But there exists no map, you'll never know if you're winning. And I hate to admit it, but I can't count on a goddamn thing. This is the trauma of being. Mama gonna die one day. My father's words will unfurl. My brother's smile will curl. The mountains will crumble, will move, the sea will stumble past the leaves, leaving your city in a permanent dust. You can trust that the wind will carry your girl to another man's bed, and that's okay. I'm learning how to surrender, and that's okay. I can't count on tomorrow, but why would I want to? Because today, and only today, you are the oldest you have ever been and the youngest you have ever will be. Know that this is one small man with one big heart in this prison of 7 billion. No happy ending, but God, does it feel so good to be here. Thank you.
You guys have more hands than that. And I know you guys have voice boxes that work louder than that.